Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another daily movie review, or semi-daily movie review, I suppose. Today we're going to be talking about the recently released Hillbilly Elegy. Yes, the new Ron Howard joint. Premiered on Netflix the other day. It's directed by Ron Howard, written by Vanessa Taylor, based on a novel by J.D. Vance, which is like a memoir. It's the same name, Hillbilly Elegy. It is stars Amy Adams, Glenn Close, Gabriel Basso, Haley Bennett, Frida Pinto, Bo Hopkins, and others. A bunch of other people, too. A Yale law student drawn back to his hometown grapples with family history, Appalachian values, and the American dream. So, yeah, I decided to watch this for no real reason. I don't know why. It's something that kind of took over the discourse a few weeks ago. The discourse. Just in terms of film critics or whatever, they were talking about Hillbilly Elegy, calling it the worst movie of the year, absurd, offensive, and we're going to get into some of that later, but that's why I ended up watching it, because when you hear like a cultural conversation happening about this kind of stuff that you like, you're like, oh, no, I want to check that out, because the reaction was so strong. It's like, oh, I want to check it out, see for myself. Granted, I watched the trailer for it a few weeks ago, and the trailer is not a good trailer. It actually undermines the movie quite a bit, making it seem like it's way more caricature-y and way more cartoonish than the movie itself actually ends up being. So just broadly speaking, no spoilers or anything, I thought this was pretty mediocre. I mean, just south of pleasantly mediocre. It's just a very standard drama. Ron Howard, journeyman director Ron Howard, he knows how to tell a story. So you're not going to ever be like irritated or frustrated by the way things develop or the way things play out. It is, in a sense, it's solidly made like that. But it's kind of bland. Just not a lot to it. It's about, people from Virginia, people from in Appalachia, how they have to live in small towns. That's kind of what it's about, and about the pitfalls of small towns and things that people have to deal with in terms of life decisions and where their lives went and the regrets and loss and all those things that happen in everybody's life. But this is just tinged with, it wants you to have empathy for people that kind of live on the margins of society a little bit, right? And that it's trying to make the case that it's really hard to get out. But at the end of the day, the message of the movie is kind of like, but you can. And it just requires you to put in effort. Who'd thunk it, right? What a novel concept. Taking personal responsibility for the way your life went? Oh my God. Because that ends up being kind of the ultimate message at the end of the movie, right? And performance-wise, not bad. Like, Amy Adams is a solid actress, so she puts in solid work. Glenn Close plays kind of the Mima, the grandma. She's definitely doing very character actory stuff in this, wearing a silly wig and oversized shirts. But listen, I've spent time in these areas. I know people like this. I've worked with people like this. Especially when you just like work at department stores or whatever. I've lived in some small southern towns, some small New England towns. I mean, these people are real. It really exists. And they're not like evil monsters or whatever. And we live in a climate now where it's like it's trendy to just shit on people that are in these situations and not really have empathy. Like when people talk about like equity, or they talk about, helping out the poor people or whatever, or bringing people out of poverty. They're not even talking about these kind of people. They're talking about some sort of magical notion, this magical stand-in for what they think a poor person is. They don't really want to deal with the reality of these people's lives. Because it's fraught with alcoholism, opioid addiction. That's, Amy Adams' character is a drug addict, creates this kind of maelstrom, this really a lot of tension in her life with her children, and you see how it affects her children and the decisions they have to make, how fast people have to grow up because of those things, how there's really no protection from it, especially in these weird small towns, right? People don't know any better. There's a vacuum nature to how they learn, like, kind of value systems and whatnot. And you also see the hypocrisy of people that pretend like they have like Appalachian or hillbilly values, they'll call it, right? And you see how hard it is for people to stand up to others in their families, even when there's like really serious things going on. And that's kind of the theme of the movie. But the more interesting thing than the movie itself, like I said, the movie is kind of whatever. It's pretty mediocre. But the thing that is most revealing is these fucking out of touch, living in a goddamn bubble film critics. You know, like they are. It's insane. It's out of control. So actually, I think I might have even saved one of the tweets. I think I might have. Let me see if I can find it real quick. If it doesn't take me too long. Oh, how do you like that noise? How do you like that noise? Anyways, but it was very revealing because they're clearly like wildly out of touch that these people even exist. Like there's some guy that was like, I'm rereading Hillbilly Elegy because I hate myself and blah blah, and it's just like and the commentary that he was making on on the book itself was fucking gross. Like they don't even know that these things happen out there in the world. They don't even understand that. Like they don't understand that people act like this or live this way. I'm trying to find it. God damn it, dude. God damn it, Shaun. Did it get fucking deleted? It might have. Oh, that's lame. Anyways, well, I guess I can't find it. Anyways, too bad. Too bad for all of you. But yeah, they have nothing but like the seething contempt. Oh, there it is. I found it. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna look at this shit, people. There's nothing but like a seething contempt for poor people and their actual lives and the way they live. So hopefully my shit's still set up correctly. So let's check it out. Here we go. So the tweet in question and then some of the responses to the tweet are really where it gets crazy. See, I'm rereading Hillbilly Elegy because I'm a masochist and I'm just seething. Just infuriates me that liberals made this guy the Trump whisperer to explain how they lost the Appalachian working class. Like, that is so contemptuous. Like, this person despises the idea that you would try to figure out or empathize with other people. I mean, this is just some fucking elitist asshole, policy guy, former @Rep John Connors, and Keith Ellison. Oh my God. Utility man for the one-hitters. Every billionaire is a policy failure. Just one of these fucking woke morons that has, like, obviously one of his things is like, oh, the poor people, evil billionaires. But the idea of having to fucking empathize with actual poor people have actual fucking real problems is beyond this asshole. So this is what, and some of these people take issue with one of these packages. Let me see. I also learned how people gamed the welfare system. They'd buy 24 packs of soda with food stamps and then sell them at a discount for cash. They'd ring up their orders separately, buying food with food stamps and beer and wine and cigarettes with cash. They'd regularly go through the checkout line speaking on their cell phones. I can never understand why our lives felt like a struggle while those living off of government largesse enjoyed trinkets that I only dreamed about. Mama listened intently to my experiences at Dillman's. We began to view much of our fellow working class with mistrust. Most of us were struggling to get by, but we made do, worked hard, and hoped for a better life. But a large minority was content to live off the dole. Every 2 weeks, I'd get a small paycheck and notice the line where federal and state income taxes were deducted from my wages. At least as often, our drug addict neighbor would buy T-bone steaks, which I was too poor to buy for myself, but was forced by Uncle Sam to buy for someone else. Now, the idea that somebody has a fucking problem with the fact that they bust their ass and then they watch a bunch of fucking alcoholic drug addicts game the fucking system, okay? If you are in a position in your fucking life that you can't afford to buy food, okay? And you need to go on welfare or assistance or whatever, I don't judge that. But to suggest that, like, you're not allowed to be irritated by the fact that they are completely misusing that system and they get to actually, like, buy, like, good food while you're busting your ass working at a fucking grocery store and these people probably don't even have jobs, you're not allowed to have a fucking opinion about that? Oh, sorry. I'm getting I'm getting worked up. Let's see here. I took a picture. Took a picture of this. Where are they buying T-bone steaks? Fucking Walmart, asshole. Where do you think people buy shit? I mean, seriously. This is Dan O'Sullivan. I know he's a writer. I don't have, this is a screen cap, so I can't look at his bona fides there. This is the same myth I've heard from coworkers at every crummy job I ever had. Would love him to swear under oath as to seeing this in person. He doesn't believe that it happens. Well, I can tell you this, asshole. I'm one of these people. I've had crummy jobs. This myth. This happens quite fucking often in low-income areas. Poor people do this shit all the time. I used to work in a liquor store / convenience store. We accepted food stamps for, like, you could go in and buy soda and Doritos. People would come in, fucking drunk drug addicts, come in with their EBT cards and buy fucking overpriced gas station sandwiches. There was a fucking grocery store, like, literally 100 yards down the road. They would buy overpriced gas station sandwiches, fucking Doritos, candy bars, junk food. And then they would go to the other side of the store and buy cigarettes and booze with cash. If you're in that position, you know, I'm just saying, that shit ain't free. You're not actually getting that food for free. I wonder if JD made enough to pay income tax in Ohio. Oh my God. He noticed that he's getting fucked by the government. How dare he? Jesus. They go to the finest artisan butchers, obviously, on their $6.37 per day. I mean, holy shit. Like, how out of fucking touch with reality. And the great irony of all this is that these people are the ones that are saying they're advocating for change. They're trying to speak truth to power. Fuck these people. These people are fucking monsters. And they have no, like, the idea that they can't even empathize with fucking drug addicts in Appalachia. They have to fucking take issue with the fact that maybe somebody that lived through that experience was mildly resentful of what he saw. Fucking madness. Fucking madness. Yeah, and there's this one guy who's actually trying to be reasonable. But who's Dan O'Sullivan? Nothing stupider. Vote. No on Prop 22 this November. Oh, he's got Substack. Oh, he's a Substack guy. This is a takeaway from this brainiac here. In quote unquote, poor people have cell phones. Like, what is the problem? Also, this makes seem like people on public assistance somehow don't get to buy themselves something nice with the cash they do have. I'm getting a headache and this is a small paragraph. That's not the point, you fucking moron. I don't think that's the suggestion at all. The whole point of Hillbilly Elegy, of the movie, I've never read the book. I have no intention of reading the book, okay? But the point of the movie, which it seems like probably represents the book based on how these people have reacted to it, is about you have to work hard. You have to make sacrifices. You have control of your fucking life. You cannot rely on other people to shape your reality. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I was going to get so upset. What's this next? Let's see what more of these brainiacs have to say. We're having a good time here. My favorite part about that is, like, if you have EBT and swipe the card and there's non-EBT eligible items, it just doesn't go for that. And you have to use a tender for the rest. Like, food stamps aren't rocket science. It's not gaming the system. He's such a shill. Again, you don't fucking understand the point. They can't even fucking conceive. What is the line about buying alcohol and cigs separately? I'm really struggling to figure out what he thinks he was exposing here. He's not. It's making a fucking personal anecdote about he and his family busted their ass to get by, and you watch people that fucking losers fucking take advantage of it. Take advantage of the system that he pays taxes into. That's the fucking point, brainiacs. And with that, everybody, I'm going to stop. But see, that's just a smattering. That's just a small cross-section of the shit I saw for weeks. These people are so out of touch. Like, they're so fucking, like, they're insane. Like, they couldn't even understand the point the guy was making. They can't even understand it. Like, how privileged of a fucking life do you have if you can't even understand that point? You don't even have to agree with it. I'm not even saying you have to agree with what he's saying, but to not even be able to understand it is fucking maddening. Oh my God. Oh my God. How could I be this passionate about this fucking mediocre movie? I feel like these are the kind of things, these people make me defend things I don't give a shit about. And that is the most anger-inducing thing of all, you know? It's like the media's fucking insanity with Trump, like, makes you have to defend Trump all the time. It sucks. Or at least, you know, if you're going to talk politics, which we talk politics on Zoobox. So you're in a position where you're just like, well, that's not fucking true. Like, this is what really happened. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, but you're not presenting it in the right way. You're lying about it. And that was all of this. They have nothing but contempt. And like the line in that tweet where the guy was just like, oh, this is disgusting that they try to get people to understand Trump voters. Like, what, are you out of your fucking mind? Why wouldn't you want to understand? Why wouldn't you want to understand, especially if you're a public like person, you're an intellectual, you work for these nonprofits or you're advocating for the poor? Why wouldn't you want to understand what 75 million people in the country feel, or why they feel that way, or why they voted that way? Because it's not, the answer isn't like they're all just dumb hillbillies. That's not the fucking answer. And Hillbilly Elegy, I hope it wins all the fucking awards. I want to see these people freak the fuck out. I want to see nuclear meltdowns on Twitter. It's going to be the new Green Book. It's going to be the new fucking, what's it called? Crash. Just give it to it. Just let it fucking win. If I had a choice, if I could cast a vote for the best movie of the year, I would fucking cast a vote for Hillbilly Elegy. This fucking pablum. This dog shit movie. Okay, that's harsh. It's not dog shit. I'm just worked up. I'm just worked up, everybody. Fucking chill out. All right, everybody. Calm down. Calm down. Just take it down. Anyways, watch Hillbilly Elegy or don't. Actually, you know what? Watch it. Or put it on in the fucking background. So Netflix can put out an article about millions of people watching Hillbilly Elegy over and over again. My God. Must be something here. People love this movie. But you know who sincerely will love this movie? Your parents. Boomers. People that are overly sentimental, people that like Hallmark movies, shit like that, they're going to like this movie. There's going to be a lot of people that like this movie. They're going to respond to it. It's like a movie from the early 2000s, you know? That's what it reminded me of the most, where you have like these, you know, serious actors. They go and they play, they slum it, they ugly themselves up, and every scene is about really going for it and heart-wrenching emotions, and it's very dramatically manipulative movie. But fuck it, you know what? Zoobox's #1 movie of the year, Hillbilly Elegy, because fuck that dude. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. If you'd like to know more about Zoobox, there's a bunch of links in the description for Facebook, for Instagram, for my Twitter, for Dan's Twitter. Look at all the fun we have on Twitter. You saw it today. And and if you'd like to see me cover something in particular on one of these daily movie reviews, throw it in the comments. I'll put it on there. Maybe if it's something special enough, it'll make it to the big show. Zoobox Goes to the Movies, which look out tomorrow for a new Zoobox Goes to the Movies about the NXIVM documentaries, both The Vow and Seduced inside the NXIVM cult. My wife and I actually had a nice 90-minute conversation just talking about the documentaries, talking about the story itself, some personal anecdotes. It's a good time. It's great stuff. Goodbye. Go watch Hillbilly Elegy.